Hello everyone, so welcome back. So in this video, we'll explore, analyze, and clean the data, whatever the data we have loaded in the databricks, right? So this is what our data, okay? So once you have mounted, okay, here you can just see all the details. Like if you want to explore the data, okay, you can just try to click here, okay, and we have plot options, okay. So you can just download the data, you can just perform all these things. Fine. Okay, so to explore, okay, so what I'll do, I'll just import one more file, okay. So I'm under this taxi, right? So I'll just go and import a file. So I'll just process this taxi data, so which is in Scala. I'll just try to import that. Okay, so before exploring this, okay, so we are just exploring this data with help of Scala. Okay, so you can just use any other language. First, let's attach a cluster. So first we'll see the files inside my data lake gen 2. Okay, so where I have just uh, stored my data, right? So I'll just run it. Okay, you can see this is my yellow trip data.csv file. And so to check the top few rows of my yellow trip data, so this is how we write it in Scala, right? So dot head command. So I'll just go and execute this. Okay, so you can see this is my data, right? So now if I want to read uh, this .csv, okay, so where I'm just storing into this data frame. Okay, so if I want to convert it, okay, so now if I just display this whatever we have executed, okay, so you can see it has been converted into data frame. Okay, so they're just here just converting to the data frame. So here whatever you have seen is it's a raw file, raw data, right? So here we are just converted into a into the data frame, right? So next is to analyze data. So this is how we exploration. Okay, so how we can just load the data. Okay, next is to analyze. Okay, so where we are just doing is describe on the two columns. One is a passenger count and the trip distance. Okay, so let's try to execute this. So if I want to perform some of the cleaning, okay, so let's try to run all this, then I'll explain. So passenger count, PASSENGER. Okay, so we have made the mistake. So mistake in the sense like so whatever the columns we have done here, okay, so upload it. Okay, so you can see like it has taken a new row. Okay, we have not checked that. Okay, so instead this we can give this a trip distance, that is C3 and C4. Okay, so there I've just made the mistake, C3 uh, underscore C3 and underscore C4. Okay, because here we have made the mistake. So let's run now. So this is what the describe we are doing. Okay, so we have a C3, we have a passenger count. Okay, so we have total of 72,852. Okay, so and we have a trip distance of the, total trip distance. Okay, so we're just doing a describe how we do in the pandas, right? So there's a mean, standard deviation, there's a min, there's a max. Okay, so this is okay. So here we are getting few errors because here we have not considered this rows. Okay, uh, so optional. Okay, so header is true. Okay, so let's try to change this. Okay, so now if I just try to check the data frame. Yeah, so sorry, I have just commented out here for that reason. So here I've just changed this code to making the header true. Okay, so now you can see like now it is set. Okay, so now I'll just change this. This is a passenger count. And this is trip distance because we are getting errors there, right? Let's run it. Yeah, so you can see now we're getting max of 6 and here max is this. Okay, so rest of we're getting same. So minimum is 0 and this is the count, this is the mean, standard deviation. Fine. So next is, let's see, like in next section. So this is all about the simple example about the data exploration and analysis of the data. Okay, so next is to clean the data. Okay, so our main focus here to understand like how this notebooks works and what are different options available in databricks. Okay, so you can just perform with any other languages as well, right? So to clean the data, okay, so we are just cleaning. Okay, so where we display the count before filtering, then we are filtering the inaccurate data, and we are displaying the count after the filtering. Okay, so let's try to execute this. Okay, so you can see before filtering, so after filtering we have just removed so many of data, right? Fine, so let's display it. Okay, so this is some of the transformations we are doing. Okay, so we just try to execute it. Okay, so you can just see. So this is how we can see now what we are doing. So now after some of the cleaning and transformation, okay, so now we are loading the data inside the into the data lake, right? So you can see. So if I just try to execute this, okay, so and now we are loading the data, okay, into the data frame, did a CSV file to the data lake. Okay, so now this is we have executed. So if I just go to my data here, okay, so this is what the container is. Okay, so inside my data, if I just try to refresh, you can see, so I've just got this data now, right? So this is the processed taxes data and this is processed, so we have just loaded two CSV files. Okay, so inside this we have a yellow tax CSV file, right? So this is how we can just have the mounting option between the data lake and the databricks. You can see like we are not getting the data inside the databricks and we are doing, so data is in the data lake itself, but we are just mounted and we're just performing all the operations with the help of Azure Databricks, right? So this is all about analysis, cleaning and transforming and loading the data. Okay, you can just take some other example. Okay, even you can just do a hands-on. Okay, as an assignment, you can store some data in the data lake. Okay, and you can just perform all the analysis in the databricks, okay, by mounting, right? So you can just take any data set, not like you have to just follow the same data set, or you can just perform all these things. Okay, so let's understand about the Databricks clusters in the next video.